Whew, first recording of the new year. Let's do this. What was that? Hello, I am Bookface. You know what a face is attached to? Head. Now you might be wondering what this video is about, and you may also think that this title is somewhat questionable. To that, I say get your mind out of the gutter. That's where my brain is supposed to be. You see, there are some creatures in myth and folklore and legend that are very complex creatures with extravagant detail and possibly metaphorical or even religious connotations to them. Some of them are just sentient heads that like murder. And we're talking about those today. I thought this would be a great video to start off the new year. And I'm right. I know I am. I will take no criticism in the comments. Be gone, thoughts. That's what I have to say every time that I start to record. Be gone, thoughts. I need to record things. And with that out of the way, let's jump right in. Woo! First up, we have the Dagwan Onyent, which I definitely pronounced absolutely perfectly. It's also called the Hatadasus. This is a creature from Seneca myth, which apparently, and this is probably well known to some people, I didn't know. Apparently the Seneca are like a group within the larger group of the Iroquois. I kind of thought they were two different things, so I actually learned a thing while writing this script. Who'da thunk it? I actually learned several things writing this script. He's beginning to believe. It was believed these creatures personified cyclones and whirlwinds, which led to my favorite B movie, Shark Dagwan Onyent. I love that movie. Now these creatures are incredibly hungry and will eat literally anything, including rocks. I haven't related to a creature in quite a while, but considering how many snacks I have next to my desk while I'm working, I relate to this creature very much. And when they ate the rocks, you could actually hear them crunching from a big distance away. So basically, if you hear that good crunch, beware. It is the crunch of death. Sometimes the Dagwan Onyent is a species of monster, per se, whereas sometimes it's more just like a specific witch, like an individual. Maybe it's just a witch that's really good at multitasking. Though honestly, I love the idea of it being a species, per se, because that word kind of implies some sort of zoological evolutionary line, and I'd love to think about how evolution would somehow end up at this. I want to live in that universe. Actually, I probably don't. These things would probably kill me. Oh, not in my notes, mostly because I couldn't find it specifically written anywhere, but it's pretty consistent in all the depictions I've seen, is that these things are bigger than a person. So this thing's probably like 6-7 feet tall. Again, I don't have a source specifically to say that. That's just what I've noticed when I'm looking up stuff about this. Oh yeah, throw this back when I was talking about the names. They're also just sometimes called the flying heads. Actually, you know what? Leave it there. Let me keep my shame in. I don't know how to organize my script. Next up, we have the Tsurube Otoshi, which is a weird Japanese yokai, which is a little redundant 3 times over, whose name translates to dropping like a well bucket. I feel like there's a lot of interpretation for that. Actually, no, I feel like there's no interpretation for that. What? My favorite monster, when puddle goes splash. I love it. I mean, granted, a lot of folklore creatures are literally just, hey, that thing, its name means wolf, because it looks like a wolf. So I guess I can't crack on him too bad. But you know, I'm gonna anyways, because that's my channel. This is a creature resembling a human oni or tengu head. And so I tried to represent all 3 of these in my drawing. But it's kind of funny because a tengu face is literally only really differentiated solidly from a human face by the fact that it has a very dramatic scowl, big old Pinocchio nose. And everything else is basically just a person, other than the fact that it was red. Oh, also sometimes it was constantly on fire. Now, this creature was an ambush predator. Look at this thing. That's perfectly built for stealth. I've never seen a stealthier creature. Oh, wait, it's probably because they're stealthy. I see.
It's all coming together.
And they lived in tall pine trees and would slam down onto the earth if someone went underneath them, and, you know, crush them to death.
Guys, this is what dying feels like. Gonna catch me riding dirt.
After that, it ascends back into the tree. Not sure how it ascends, but I guess it just kind of floats back up. And then challenges other people to pass underneath, like,
haha, do it. Walk under me. Huh? Yeah, you won't. No balls. Do it. I'll crush you. No, I won't. Maybe. I don't know. Will I? Try it. You'll see. No balls. Balls?
And if this creature is not hungry and somebody passes underneath it, then it drops rocks and buckets onto the people and then laughs at them. That is an awfully rude way to use your unexplained infinite supply of buckets. This creature varied in size, sometimes just being the same size as a regular human head, or sometimes growing to be 6 feet across. And now granted, the human-sized version would probably not be as deadly as the bigger one, but also I feel like if you're just walking along some wooded path and a severed head seemingly just falls on you, that's gonna cause some issues. You might not die, but you're gonna be in therapy forever. Also, in the region of Tohoku, because Japan is very specific with its folklore sometimes, the Tsurube Otoshi are believed to hunt in packs. But because of this, they always remain pretty small. Death by 1,000 paper cuts, or rather, a dozen head thumps. Lastly, we have La Uma, which is an obscure creature from Peru. Probably, I only have one source. It's this travel website, which isn't my typical kind of source. But I mean, I guess that could technically be considered like a news source, and, you know, these people are specifically localized to South America, so they would probably know better about very specific localized myths. But, you know, just a thing to keep in mind. This creature was a form of witch from the Andes Mountains of the Quechua people. This creature This creature resembled a disembodied head with long hair, bulging eyes, and big teeth. And in the stories of this witch, it was believed that it was betrayed by her fiancé. This is why you don't upset witches. Just let her down easy. You're causing trouble for all of us. So what happened was, he waited until her head was flying around one night, which I realized just kind of means that the attached head thing was just kind of a thing he signed up for beforehand. It wasn't like after this incident she started flying her head around. No, it was a real established thing. So, alright. But while the head was flying out one night, he put salt on the neck stump so she couldn't reattach. Okay, so oddly, the solution to this is weirdly similar to how you deal with a creature from the Philippines called the manananggal, in which case it separates at the waist rather than the neck. And if you put salt and spices on it, then it can't reattach before sun up and then it dies. It's an interesting coincidence. It's fascinating. And because of, you know, the somewhat reasonable grudge she had against her fiancé, she tended to target young men. And she would kill them by flying between the victim's legs. Apparently life force is stored in the ball. La Uma could be avoided by running through brush or spiky cacti, which would make her hair get caught. And many leave cacti by their windows to ward off La Uma as it keeps her from getting into houses. Unexpected turn of events, saved by the houseplants. Whew. First video of the year. I think it was a good start. I actually learned a fair bit while researching this, which, you know, that's pretty awesome. I used my list of monsters a lot and had a lot easier time. I'm not going to start out the year rambling, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Subscribe. I already said subscribe, but do it. Double subscribe. No, wait, double subscribing would be unsubscribing, wouldn't it? Help. I don't know. Go away. See you next time. Bye.